you're going to begin in a standing position. We're going to go over your corrections. So I like your feet hip distance apart. You're going to press down into your hands to float your head up towards the ceiling. Elbows are reaching out wide. And you're going to rotate your right hip back, those left ribs back, and open up through the front of your right shoulder. And glide your ribs a little bit over to your left, your shoulders a little bit over to your right, and your hips a little bit over to your left. Engage your abdominals, engage your glutes, and bring your hands up onto your shoulders. Elbows reach out wide, and bring your feet right underneath of you. Make sure you maintain that hip glide. You're going to rise up onto your tippy toes, and then lower back down, growing taller through the crown of the head, pulling back through the belly button. And rise back up, and lower back down. Make sure you're continuing to draw those left ribs back and gliding them over to the left a little bit. Reach through your right elbow to glide your shoulder girdle over to the right. Open up through the front of that right shoulder and lower down. Good, 2 more times. Rising up and lower it back down. And last time, lifting up and lower back down. Good, shake it out. Okay, so now you're going to come over towards the door. I'm going to use my tower for that elongation. Okay, hopefully this is far enough back. Okay, so you're going to bring your hands up to the top of the door frame and wrap your fingertips around the top of it. You're going to pull out wide with your elbows, lift out through the crown of the head, pull back through those left ribs, your right hip, and glide the hips a little bit over to your left. Open up through the front of your right shoulder. You're going to inhale through the nose, pull wide with the elbows, lift the crown of the head up towards the top of your frame, top of the door. And again, pulling wide with the elbows, a little bit down through the fingertips, inhaling. And exhale, pull back through the belly button, engage the glutes a little bit, drop the tailbone down. Good, take a little break, shake it out. Okay, if you have access to the frame, I'd like you to hold on there, and you're going to walk your feet in towards your midline. You're going to bend your knees, sit your hips back, and then straighten out the legs. Try not to sink into your ribs, pull back through the belly button. And then you're going to extend your right leg back behind you, reaching long through that leg. Trying to de-rotate your hips. Help with that right hip glide. Glide the hips a little bit to the left. Pull back through the left ribs, open through the right shoulder, inhaling through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Reach the crown of your head forward, away from your foot. Pull your chin back towards your throat. And one more time, inhaling. And exhale. Good. Return the foot, sit up nice and tall, shake it out. Okay, very good. And now you're going to have your band attached into the door or whatever you found to help you with that. And we're going to do that tall kneeling exercise next. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have some good tension on the band. Your knees are hip distance apart, so you're going to choke up on it here. Okay, you're pressing down into the knees to lift out through the crown of the head. Press down a little bit more through that right knee. Rotate your right hip back, left ribs back, and open up through the front of the right shoulder. And you're going to push the band out forward. Try not to rotate. And then inhale, bring it back in, lift up taller. And exhale, press it out. Pull back through the belly button. Try not to rotate with the band. Drop the tailbone heavy. And inhale, bend. And exhale, press it out. Drop your chin down a little bit. Lengthen through the back of the neck. And exhale, press. Good. Organize your spine. And one more time, press it out. Bring it back in, and I'm going to keep that band close into the body. Press down through the knees, shoulders over top of the hips. And now you're going to sit your hips backwards, hinging at the hips. Good. Try to maintain your alignment, and then stand up onto the knees. Good. And sit the hips back. Trying not to let the band pull you towards your anchor point. And exhale, press up nice and tall. Drop the tailbone down. Good. And inhale, sit the hips back. And exhale, press up. And last time. And press back up. Good. Okay, so we're going to flip to the other side. So just kind of spin around. Okay. All right. So you're standing on your knees. They're hip distance apart. Choke up onto that band, and you're holding from that same point at the band with your hands. Align your spine. Glide your hips a little bit over to your left. Pull back through the right hip. And pull back through the left ribs. Open up through the right shoulder. And exhale, press the band out forward. Inhale, pull it back in. And exhale, press it out. Inhale back in, trying not to collapse through the front of the chest. Keep the collarbones open wide. And exhale, press it out. Inhale back in. Try to press equally down through both knees. Glide the hips over to your left again. Good. And one more time, pressing it out. Dropping down through the tailbone. Inhale, pull it back in. Now hold those hands at your chest. We're going to sit your hips back towards your heels, hinging at the hips, and then come upright. Good. And inhale, sit the hips back. So as you feel stronger with this, you can actually extend your arms out forward and do the same thing, hinging at the hips. It's a lot harder. You can maybe go in between there. And sit the hips back. Pull back through the belly button. And then inhale, come upright. Good, 2 more times. Sit the hips back. Glide the hips over to the left again. You're going to want to keep coming to the right. Good, 1 more time. Sit the hips back. And then press back up. Good, take a break, shake it out. Place that off to the side, and you're going to come down onto your mat. Okay, I'll just do this here actually, since I'm already here. Okay, grab your props, your wedges, okay? And you're going to prop underneath of your right ribs and your left hip. Okay, feet are hip distance apart. Arms are resting down by your sides. I want you to press into your feet. And you're just going to do little tucks and tilts here with the pelvis, trying to release through the lower back. And as you're doing that, you're focusing on dropping those left ribs back into the floor. So you're going to exhale as you tilt the pelvis up or back, and then inhale as you tilt the pelvis forward. And try to use your glutes as little as possible. So you're using those deep lower abdominal muscles to kind of let everything settle down into the floor. Good, and then on your next one, I want you to begin picking up your tailbone a little bit. And then lower back down. Good. And then come up another level of the spine, lifting the hips. And lower back down. And exhale, come up another level. So we're not going very high with the hips. I want you to focus on dropping those left ribs back into the floor, finding length through the spine, length through the crown of the head. Inhale, lower back down. And exhale, come up again, reaching the knees forward. And lower back down. Inhale. And exhale, come up another level. So most of your weight should be in between your shoulder blades here. So we're not coming up any higher than this. Pull back through the center. And then control the spine back down. Piece by piece, trying to get both sides of the spine to lay down at the same time. And roll it back up last time. Reaching the knees forward beyond the toes. And then lay it back down. Piece by piece. Good. Go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. And that's it. So if you want to go through your side lying work, you can go back to your first video and review some of that work that we did and add in leg circles in side lying. We were already traveling forward and back, so you can keep doing that. Okay, have a good day.